Well, I'll wrap it up by saying I've got fellow congressional candidates. They're wonderful people, but none of them can match my background. You can raise all the money you want. Dutch Rupertberger's got $1 million in his war chest. Do you think he's worried about any of us?
No.
What's going to have to happen is you're going to have a candidate who brings people together. Somebody who can go into Baltimore and get votes from the Democratic Party. Somebody who can go into Baltimore and get those independent votes. And everybody thinks we're mean old Republicans. Well, do I look like a mean old Republican?
No.
Here's the deal. We got to find some inspiring people. And I'm not saying I'm inspiring, but I'm more inspiring than my opponents. So with that said, let me open it up to questions. What would you like to know?
If nobody has anything right now, we'll just
Juan's
move
got
on.
something.
Oh, go ahead, please.
My name is Peroutka, and I'm an immigrant. And this country adopted me 40 years ago. I came the legal way. I was adopted.
Amen.
I was actually a born refugee from the Civil War in El Salvador. You might have heard how it was horrific there, 12 years, Civil War. And I would agree with Bernie that that's where we are right now. This is a civil war. I'll tell you this because I am bilingual, I speak Spanish and English, and so before I get to just a brief question, I want to let you know that I read both newspapers in English and Spanish. And the lies that are truths, let me explain. The lies that we don't hear are the truth that are being disseminated into Baltimore City specifically. You might have heard that Mayor Brandon Scott is going to select 200 people, ages 18 to 25. To receive $1,000 per month for the next 2 years. You might not know this, that illegal immigrants qualify. This is our tax base.
That's your
Our
money.
tax money, and this is our tax investment that should be to the children that we are raising. And so, my question to you is that what can a congressperson do? Because we know Dutch has been there 450 years, and we don't hear from him. I get an email here and there, and he'll do the photo op in West Baltimore around the worst time. I'm sorry, the worst areas, Harlem, Park, Winchester, East Town, where nobody lives. So what can a congressperson do to create and foster, because you can't say eliminate, because it can't be done over one term, to create and foster an environment that is not going to be sanctuary, haven, criminal, driven, and the tax base is coming, and guess what? Baltimore City residents are coming over the county.
Blanca, thank you for that question. And it hits to my strike zone because, again, the Department of Homeland Security is responsible for immigration. And U.S. Northcom, who I work for at the Department of Homeland Security, is responsible for that southwest border, along with Customs and Border Patrol and ICE. So what can a congressman do? Congress is responsible for the purse strings of the country. We're not supposed to just rubber stamp any foolishness that the Biden administration comes up with. And that's what Dutch Rupertberger's been doing. The issue today is Dutch Rupertberger and Nancy Pelosi, their voting record is exactly the same. So your congressperson is Nancy Pelosi. You like that? I doubt it. So, what I'll say is, if I am elected, if you are so nice enough to vote for me, what we will do is we will manage that budget in a way that is more favorable to the American taxpayer. We're not just going to be giving away money to anybody we bring in here. And, oh, by the way, Title 42, anybody familiar? Okay. There's something Trump put in place to slow down this border attack that's going on and all these drugs that are coming across. Well, it was supposed to expire like last Monday night. There was some sort of stay of execution from a federal judge. But the bottom line is it's going to run out. And instead of 3,000 people coming across the border every night, now we're going to have literally 20,000. They're going to be right on your doorstep, and you're going to be paying for them. I'm trying to stop that. And what a congressman can do, what a congressperson can do, is cut off those purse strings. A congressperson can bring an auditor, not just some local person. I'm talking about Ernst & Young or Procter & Gamble or somebody big that is independent. Bring that auditor in and let's see where all this money went. And let's stop spending money on things that are not benefiting the American people. And that's what I'm all about. Doing this thing right, making sure the money is spent properly, making sure that we got baby boom. So, did I answer your question?
Yes, because basically Congress is acting out of the realm
Yes.
that they were supposed to be.
They
So
are
right
not
now, they're
following-
just vomiting anything, and
Yes.
they're supposed to clean up their mess. Okay.
They're not fulfilling their role. This idea of spending money on everybody outside of the United States while we continue working, this whole globalization thing, it's got to stop. And these people have been planning this for a long time. And from where I was perched behind the fence, as they say, I saw it all. And again, I couldn't stand it. But among my opponents, there's nobody else that can walk in day one and be ready to be a congressman. I can walk into Department of Homeland Security. I can walk into NSA, where I spent 10 years and I was with General Nakasone when he was Colonel Nakasone. I can walk right in and say, okay, show me your books. I know what I'm looking for. And I will do that if you elect me. Julie?
Yep, thank you, Vern.
Thank you.